What's up, Gurren Lagann fans? This is Wesatron. Today we're going to be taking a look at Bandai's Super Robot Chogokin, or SRC, Gurren Lagann action figure. This just came out. I got this imported from AmiAmi, and I'm very, very excited to have this figure. I wasn't actually sure after I purchased it if it was going to be unique enough, different enough to really warrant having another Gurren Lagann, but I gotta say, having the guy out, he's pretty impressive. So let's jump right in. Box, very cool design. Got a great shot of the bot here on the front. This nice Gimmicks flare up here in the corner. I don't know what all this says, but it is in a very nice, you can see there, metallic reflective vac seal type of looking thing. It's foil printed, I guess. The bottom you see Bandai, the Tamashii Nations logo there, Gainax even. On the side you got all your Japanese stuff. I have no idea what it says. Top, nothing much. Bottom, shot of Gurren Lagann. Side of the robot again. There's no art on the box. It's all actually shots of the figure. This shows you the interchanging face features, the wing put on there, the classic drill will pierce the heavens thing. And down here, this is actually an extra set. Let me get that a little closer. It shows how you can remove the arm at the elbow, and that's so that if you buy the Drill of Manliness set, you can put on the Giga Drill breaker accessory. I mean, here's the Giga Drill itself, or at least comparable to it, and that's it spinning, which looks awesome. I may cave and get that eventually. I haven't got it yet. It's about $30, but yeah. So that's what the box looks like. Inside the box, we get a whole lot of instructions, because this thing has a lot of features, as you would expect from a Gurren Lagann toy. There's a Tamashii stage accessory. The wing is included. You can see here, it shows you how to do all that. It shows you how to pop hands on and off and everything. Very helpful. This is what I really like over here to the side, is this actually shows you some of the more complex articulation, how it all works. So you're not just fuddling around trying to figure out how this thing moves. This will help you so you don't break your toy, which is great. So inside the box, we've got a tray. And the tray, as you can see, the robot's been removed and some parts have been swapped out and stuff. Up here we've got a couple extra faces, a screaming face and just kind of a growling type of face. Typical Gurren Lagann accessories. We've got point to the heavens fingers, one for left and right, so you have your options there. These are holding sunglasses hands here. I think that's all they'll be able to, well, they might be able to hold some other accessories if you wanted to. Flared open hands, and he comes packaged with 2 fists. Down here we've got 2 sunglass swords, or sunglass boomerangs, whatever you want to call them. They do actually look a little bit different in terms of how much they bend, but for the most part identical. And we've got 4 drills over here which can be connected to the wrists, I believe. So very, very cool, and you can see I've got some extra parts floating down there from where I've already messed with some stuff. So, action figure himself. Here's Gurren Lagann in just a kind of a simple my drill will pierce the heavens type of pose. Nothing major going on here, but very cool. This action figure is really, really nice. One feature of the SRC line is that they are Gokin, which, as far as I understand everything correctly, means that they include diecast somewhere in it. So for Gurren Lagann here, being Super Robot Chogokin, he features diecast in a lot of unexpected places. I didn't really realize how much he was going to have in him. I just assumed, mostly in his feet. But he does include some in his feet, as you can see down his joints here, which are actually die-cast. If I can pull those out a little bit, there you go. See, these are actual die-cast joints down here. Die-cast on the bottom of the feet. Die-cast hips. You can see up in there, those are metal. We've got some die-cast here in the knee pads. We've got die-cast in the shoulders, the shoulder joints. This part here is plastic, but you can see the connectors there are die-cast. So this guy's actually got quite a bit of metal in him, and it does give him a little bit of a heft, which is very nice. It makes him feel like he's a little bit, worth the money. Very, very cool. There's a lot of people who have been complaining so far about show accuracy, and I honestly do not see it. Being perfectly honest, I would think if you were looking at this and complaining about show accuracy, you're probably just overthinking it and you need to calm down, because it looks great to me. You know, they did a little design work on the symbol there. Not a huge deal. I don't really care that much. A lot of people complaining about the knee pads and the calves here. They look fine to me. I don't have any problems with them. Overall, the figure feels like Gurren Lagann. It's big, it's ridiculous, it's what it's supposed to be. So relax a little, give the figure a shot. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. But speaking of how he looks, you can see they've got a very nice look at his face there. Very, very, very nicely done. They got the shape of the helmet right. You know, it's like a samurai type of thing. Very cool. It's very easy to swap out the face. The crest here is, you just kind of wiggle it out. There's a little peg right there. And then the face is on its own little section. You just pull it out like that. You can see there's a little cavity there. And the faces are very, very tiny. You can see how small they are in my fingers. So I'm probably not going to try and swap these out much, if at all, because it's just too much. I don't want to lose these tiny, tiny faces. But you can see how easy it is to swap them out, although they do hold very well. I mean, it's not going anywhere. It's in there very securely. As I said, they redesigned the symbol here just a tiny bit, added some color to it. Not a big deal for me. Got the blue here. Everything looks really nice. If there was anything that actually bothered me about show accuracy, I don't know. I might just be crazy, but the eyes seem a little small to me. I think that they should be a little more rounded, a little larger. I'll probably be displaying him with his opposite chest piece. Very easy to pop out. With this, all you have to do is, there's 3 little sections here, pop, pop, and pop. They go in with pop, pop, and pop. So all you have to do is pop this one back on, and you're good to go. That's very easy to swap out. Getting this one off took a little bit of work, because I didn't want to pull on the sunglasses, so I had to kind of get my fingernails up underneath here. But I think after getting it off once, it might be easier next time. But I would still be very careful pulling the chest piece off. But you can see the glasses version, the iconic version, just looks so nice. Very, very cool. They did a great job here on the I guess gauntlets, if you want to call them that. Very, very nicely done. Great job on the hands. They actually painted them different colors for the guards that go over the back of the palm, or the back of the hand, rather. Very, very nicely done. I really like the blue they used in this section. It looks really nice. They've armored these up a little bit more, made them kind of swoop out from the body a little bit. Some people have said that the hips look too wide with the waist being this small. Ironically enough, not complaining about Revoltech and how ridiculous they look, but whatever. It's actually not that bad in person. A lot of it's just, it looks that way because of the hip armor. If you flip the armor up a little bit, because they are on their own ball joints, you can see the hips come down here, and they kind of have a sloping outward motion that just lines up perfectly with that, so it's not bad at all. Very nicely done work here on the armor. The hip armor looks great too, but the leg armor I think looks really, really nice. They did a great job. Very, very cool. Lots of hidden fun joints here too. A lot of people complained about, like I said, the big knee pads. They're not that bad in person. They look really big from certain angles, but they're really not as big as they seem. And they don't detract from the overall appearance of the figure, so it's not a problem. And the very cool kind of cloven feet that they did there. Very, very nicely done. Yeah, this figure is outstanding looking. He looks, to me, a lot like the anime. I dig it a lot. Yeah, very cool. So let's just look at a couple gimmicks real quick. The hand swap gimmick is very easy to do. You pop this hand off. The hands are kind of a little bit of a soft rubber here. So you can see, you know, they're not going to easily break. And they've got the same style pegs as SH Figuarts. So you pop that off. You clip this on. Not too hard to do, but sometimes they are a punk when you're using new figures, or new hands that you haven't swapped out before. See, I say that they're not a punk, and they're going to be a punk because I'm on camera. There we go. So, there you go. Pops right in. And then the sunglasses fit right down in like that. And because they are rubberized, they're held in very securely. So very cool. You know, and he's got sometimes he used them as swords, but often used them as boomerangs. So very cool. Again, I'm probably going to leave the sunglasses on for this, so I probably won't use it that often, but it's nice to have. I already showed you the chest gimmick there. A lot of the gimmicks for this figure are actually wrapped up in his articulation. So the only other real gimmick, let's see, right here, is he comes with those extra drills, and these are actually cavities down there that are usable. So you just pop these on either side, just kind of clip them into place, just like that. It's probably easier with the hand off, but I'm guessing it'd probably be pretty hard to put the hand back on. So I'm going to do it this way. And I'm trying not to break these. These are kind of a stiff plastic, so I don't want them to... yeah, very cool. He's got his his drills. That's awesome. I always loved when he used the fist drills in the show. Very, very cool. Yeah, dig this guy a lot. He's got a lot of really cool gimmicks and stuff. But the real star, I think, for this figure, if I can get these back out, is the articulation. And SRC figures are usually known for incorporating pretty nice articulation. But the only other one I have is the Daisugen, or the American Megazord from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So he's nowhere near how good this guy is. This guy is outstanding. Up in the head, starting here, we've got a swivel joint. We've actually, I can take the head off because it pops off pretty easily. There's a swivel in the actual head itself, so you can swivel this whole joint around. Then there's a hinge here. Then there's a ball at the bottom, so there's even more posing options right there. And then the neck here is on its own tilt, so it's easier when the head's actually attached, but this whole neck assembly can like look forward down like this, and then continue to look forward down until his head is like buried in his chest. Very, very cool. It's very, very nicely implemented. Both little shoulder pieces here are on ball joints, die-cast ball joints, so they can move up and don't hinder articulation in any way. These shoulders are on, this is interesting, they have a hinge inside here, then a ball joint that connects to the hinge, and then another hinge that connects here, so that he's got forward and backward, up and down motion, thanks to the ball joint. Because of the hinge, his arms can pull outward and move closer into his body, so he can get his arms like all the way across his body, like he's drawing a sword or whatever you want to do. I mean, look at that. He can actually scratch his right ribs. Very, very impressive. But then on top of that, this hinge here allows him to go, you know, out to the sides and everything, so that he's got just an insane amount of motion here. Very, very nicely done. Ball joints up here in the shoulder pauldrons, I guess if you want to call them that. We've got swivels here at the elbows, just above the elbow joint, which I was reading on the Daytime Ninja. He said you actually have to take that out and reposition it. On mine, it actually is just very stiff, so you can actually turn. There is rotation there. You just got to be careful with it because it is stiff, and you don't want to break that joint. So, got ratchet joints in the elbows, which is very nice. They get a nice 90-degree angle there, and then there's a second joint right here on the inside of the elbow, so that you can bend it even further so that he can touch his own shoulder. Like, very, very impressive. Very nicely done, and pretty well hidden, too. I mean, when this thing is stretched straight out, it's not totally obvious that there's a joint there. I mean, I guess if you're looking for it, but very, very cool. It doesn't stand out in any way, and I dig that. We've got swivel hinge ball, I guess, wrists. So there's a swivel up in there, and then there's the hinge that lets them go back and forth so they can swivel there. And then the ball on the end really is mostly just for getting the wrist on and off, but you can see there is some wiggle room in there. Midsection is interesting. We've got at the waist kind of like just a standard like a ball joint with some, you know, kind of tilt left and right type of action. Then we've got a little bit of some hinge action there, you can see. We can bend forward and back. He can bend back very far, but he's also got an extension. See, like, that's how it should be. And then it extends up, and then he's got crazy, crazy back motion, so that when he's flying, he can look forward, his head can look up. Very, very cool. And then it improves his frontward motion to a certain degree as well. The jaw is hinged, so it can move independently. It does feel like it's like springing back on me a little bit. I don't know if it's just the way it's designed or what, but then you just kind of shorten that back down if you don't want that joint exposed, and you still got a great range of motion. You can see up inside there. Awesome, awesome. There is a pin here, which makes me think that there should be left and right sway, but the way it's designed, it doesn't look like there's motion for that pin, so I think that pin is just designed to hold everything together. But yeah, superior, amazing midsection design. Love it. The skirts and everything are all hinged or ball jointed, or in some case both. You can see the front here is hinged. The back looks like it's stationary. The sides are hinged, and then there's a ball on them so that the skirts can go way out to the sides and then kind of move around however they need to move so they don't block too much of articulation. They will still get a little bit in the way if you try to move the leg forward. You can see you can make room for it, but if you push too far, the armor's going to bump against the armor and it's going to pop it off the ball joint, and it's kind of hard to get back on. But the hips here, you can see they kind of slide up and down, so like you can pull down and it affects both sides. So they're, I think, on either one joint or they're connected by another joint, because when you pull one, it affects the other. And then they're on swivel hinges, so they go forward, back without too much blockage from the skirt, and then out to the sides very far, and then swivels here at the top. So very, very nice, and like I said, those are die cast. This is just his Tamashi stage part. That you can take that off if you want. If it looks like a little wiener hanging down and that bothers you, you can take that off. I just had it so that I could display him with his wing. In the knees, we've got swivel hinge. Let's see, swivel and double hinge knees, actually. So these swivel here, which is nice just to kind of get, I mean, they're blocked a little bit by the sides of the legs, but enough to where you can get some wiggle motion in there. Don't forget you've already got the swivel up here. And then, so they get about 90 degrees on the ratchet in the knee, and then another crazy double joint there, which is just fantastic. So this goes all the way up against the back of the thigh. And then a nice ratchet joint too, which is always helpful. And then the knee joints, or the knee pads, actually have their own hinge, so you can adjust those if you need to help cover up articulation or whatever you want to do. And then down in the foot, we've got a lot of stuff going on. The whole apparatus, for one, slides down, so you can pull on the foot, and you see it clicks down like that so that it doesn't get in the way of the armor. And then inside, you can see there's a ball joint at the top. There's a hinge for left and right motion, so there's ball joint and the hinge. You can see the hinge working there. There's backward movement on the ball joint. There's another hinge on the front, so you can push forward on the foot and get it actually almost, if you got this all the way extended, you can get it almost up against the ankle there, or against the shin. And then this is hinged back here on the back also, so that you can move the heel up and down. I don't even know if that's all the joints in it. That's just all I see right now. The feet are just incredible. Like, you can get very, very, very wide stances out of your figure because the feet are so, so well done. So, very, very nicely done. Overall, I think I paid about $40 for this guy. And that might seem like a lot of money. And you'd be right, $40 is quite a bit. It might have even been upwards of $45, because this figure is about 6 inches tall or so, roughly. I mean, we get Deadpool in here. He's actually a little bit shorter than Deadpool, so around 5.5, 6 inches. So he is a small figure, but he also comes with a lot of great gimmicks, and one thing we haven't shown yet is the Gurren wing. And this is one of the really fun parts of the show. Like there's a limit on those, but the way he gets the wing is pretty cool. Very, very nicely done. This thing is light on its own, but it's very, very well done. The spikes here are very sharp. The antenna here is actually a separate piece that comes in the box, so you actually have to put it together a little bit. But the wings are jointed. They're segmented and jointed, so they've got rotation in and out. And then at the base here, there's a little bit of wiggle, and then if you pull, you can see on both sides, that increases the range of motion incredibly. Very, very nice. Very, very cool. So, and if I remember right, I think they go, is it in and out, or is it out and in? I think it's out and in. Like that is how he actually stores them on his back. But you see there's a little peg right here, this little gray piece here in his back, where drills might come out, because he's covered in drills most of the time. Little piece pops off, so that whole unit just comes right off, and then this pops in very securely. So it's not going anywhere. It clips in very strongly. You can see Gurren Lagann here just looks amazing. I'll pull out just a little bit so you guys can see. Very, very cool. He looks fantastic. And as I mentioned, because if he's got that great joint here in the middle, and his head joint actually looks up quite a bit, you can lean up just a little bit, and boom, he's looking straight forward while he flies. So you could easily find some kind of stand to hold him posed up like that, and then the wings will straighten out like so. You can even push those back into place so that they're flat and flush, and then boom. Very, very cool. Yeah, so for around 40, 50 bucks, I imagine in the US they're probably going for around 60. Even at 60, this probably is still a good deal. It's got great accessories, lots of accessories. There's a lot of accessories you saw in the box which aren't even going to make it in here time-wise. It's just too much to go over. Great sculpt, amazing articulation, excellent engineering, great value for the money. Really is. For a Japanese toy of this caliber, it's a really good deal. I highly recommend it. Yeah, that's it. If you guys have any questions, because like I said, there's a lot to go over on this figure, please hit me up. Put them in the box below. We can rap, as the kids do, and just figure out what exactly you guys need to know about this thing, because I think I covered everything, but you know, everybody's going to feel a little differently about their Gurren Lagann. Did I miss anything? Are there anything that looks like it would bother you, but you're not quite sure? You know, just ask. I'd be glad to answer your questions. This figure's outstanding. I would like you to buy it just because he's worth buying. So if you are interested in him and you have questions, hit me up. And if you feel froggy and you want to see more cool reviews, well, reviews of cool toys. I don't know if my reviews are cool, but the toys are cool. So if you'd like to see more, just hit the subscribe button. I'd be glad to take you on. We just hit 300 subscribers. I'm very excited about that. Thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate it. I'm sorry this video is so long, but it is a really fantastic toy, and I wanted to show every bit of it, or as much as would fit. So thanks, guys. Like I said, questions, comments, hit me up. Love you. Talk to you soon. Bye.